Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Head Chef Mom, and I'm Kendall Lawrence, and I'm glad you're back with me again today. And I'm gonna make one of my favorite meals, one of my family's favorite meals. We're gonna have some hamburger steak today. So let's just jump right into it and take a look at our ingredients, okay? Okay, so here are our ingredients. I have almost 3 pounds of 85/15 ground beef. I have a couple of eggs. I've got some breadcrumbs, some black pepper, some all-purpose seasoning. I have some Lowry's in there that I would have preferred to use, but I got so much stuff in my spice cabinet I couldn't find it, and I just decided to use this sazon, and we'll see how that turns out. I've got some onion powder. I've got some garlic powder. I got onion powder out here twice. I got some Worcestershire sauce. I've got some cooking wine, and I always, whenever I use cooking wine, I get a lot of negative comments about it, but it works for me, and it's my food, and I like it. And if you don't like it, you know what? There are things that I don't like that other people do, and I don't comment on it. But if you want to comment, that's fine. Just kiss my grits. And I've got some beef broth, some flour, and I like onions, so I've cut up thinly 3 onions. Okay, so we're going to start putting this together. Okay, so I've got my ground beef here in a bowl, and I'm going to start adding my seasonings to it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some of the sazon. And use your favorite seasonal. And I was going to use some Lowry's, but I just got so much daggone seasoning in there I couldn't find it. So we're going to roll with the sazon today and see what the little Spanish flair is going to give to it. And I'm going to put some black pepper in here. Give it a good thing of black pepper. I'm going to add some onion powder. I'm going to add some garlic powder. I'm adding some breadcrumbs. And I don't really like to overdo it with the breadcrumbs. I'm going to put in a couple dashes of Worcestershire, to taste, and a couple of eggs. And now I'm going to just get my hands in here and mix this all up. Okay, so I've got a hot pan going here over medium-high heat. I patted up my seasoned up ground beef mixture. I got about a dozen patties, 11 pretty good sized one, and one small one. And I usually only eat one, so that small one will be mine. My husband will eat a couple, and my sons will eat whatever, and maybe there'll be some left over. So I'm just going to go ahead and start putting these patties in the pan. And you never want to overcrowd your pan, so I'm going to do 3 at a time. And I'm going to cook these patties for a couple of minutes on each side. I'm not going to cook them all the way through because I am going to make a gravy, and I'm going to let them continue to cook in the gravy. So I'm going to cook all of these 12 patties on each side for about 2 minutes, so 4 minutes about for each patty. And when I get done with that, I'm going to put them on the plate, and then I'm going to make the gravy, and we'll come back at that point. Okay, so I'm pulling out my last partially cooked hamburger steak. My pan is still really hot. I'm going to add some flour to the pan. I'm moving the pan off the eye for just a second to let it cool down, but I'm going to add some flour to the pan. And I'm gonna keep those drippings in there. I want to make quite a bit of gravy, so I'm not even going to take any of this out. And I'm adding a couple of tablespoons of gravy, because I want to make a good bit of gravy. So, you know, you add more gravy or less gravy according to what you want. And I'm going to get this all stirred up until it's brown. And it takes a couple minutes to get it to the darkness that you want. A lot of people use things like kitchen bouquet and all that stuff. I am going to add some Worcestershire, which will darken it up, but I don't use like kitchen bouquet or anything, because if you continue to stir and get those drippings off the bottom, it will brown up on its own. So I'm going to do this for a couple minutes until we get it to the brownness that we like. Alright, so I've been just whisking this around, stirring it around for about 2 minutes, and it's browned up very nicely. So I'm going to add my onions now. And I like a lot of onions, that's to taste. And I'm going to add a little bit, wow, I'm making a mess. I'm going to add a little bit of the beef broth, just a little bit, to help my onions cook down. And I'm going to let my onions cook down for just a couple minutes. Let me add a little bit more broth. Let my onions cook down for just a couple minutes. So my onions have cooked down really nicely. And what I think I want to do is I want to add a little bit more flour to it. It doesn't seem to have the consistency, and it's kind of like a eyeball it kind of thing. So I'm just going to mix in a little bit more flour and continue stirring for just a couple minutes. So I've stirred in my extra flour, and now I'm going to gradually add more beef broth. And depending on the thickness that you want for your gravy is how you're going to determine how much broth you'll put in. And just add it slowly, because as it cooks it thickens as well. So, and just continue to stir. And I can tell that this is going to be thicker than I want. Right now it looks like it may be a little bit loose, but this is going to be thick. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a little bit more broth. And so this is a 32-ounce carton of beef broth, and I've added about half of it. And I'm going to add some onion powder. And I'm going to turn my eye down to about 7. It's up pretty high. I'm going to add some garlic powder. I'm going to add some salt. I'm going to add a dash of red cooking wine. And I'm going to add some Worcestershire. Just a dash. And I'm going to stir. And I'm not going to add anything else right now except my meat. So I'm going to add all of this meat back into the pan, because the meat also seasons up the gravy. And I'm going to add all that juice that was on the plate when I put my partially cooked beef back on. And I'm going to add a little bit more beef broth. And I'm going to put a lid on this, and I'm just going to let it cook kind of slow for about 15-20 minutes. And we'll be back to taste for seasoning. Okay guys, so my hamburger steak is ready, and it looks scrumdiddlyicious to me. Here, let me zoom in on it for you. And I think that looks absolutely amazing. I really am ready to dig in. I'm going to put some on a plate and we're going to give it a taste. Okay, so here is my hamburger steak all plated up and I am ready to dig in. I made some rice and some whole kernel corn. My youngest son loves whole kernel corn. That's his thing. Shoe pig, white shoe pig, whole kernel corn. So let's give it a taste here. That is good. Get a little bit of corn. Perfectly seasoned. You got to use that cooking wine or cooking sherry because it gives it some kind of special, what's the word I want to say? It makes it special. Gives it a special taste. Make this. Okay. I almost didn't come back. I couldn't stop eating. But I'm back to say goodbye and to thank you for being here with me again today. And I hope that you enjoyed this recipe and that you will give it a try because it is a wonderful, wholesome, warm, delicious recipe that your whole family is sure to enjoy. So please give it a try. Don't forget to comment, like, please, please, please subscribe, share my channel, and go feed your family. Bye-bye.